This morning routine made me millions. In this video, I'm gonna walk through every detail of my morning routine, taking you through what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. At the end of the video, I'll also break down the core principles behind this so that you can adapt those into your own life.
Dramatic side of my morning routine.
My morning routine actually starts the night before. This is the most overlooked part of any morning routine, and it's what you do to actually set yourself up to hit the ground running when the next morning starts. I take about 10 to 15 minutes in the evening right before going to bed, where I just try to set myself up to have the lowest friction to start the next morning, to hit the ground running on the things that really matter. What does that actually entail for me? Well, I have this little 3x5 note card, and I have this little pocket notebook. Those are the two items, that's it. On the 3x5 note card, I just write down the 2 to 3 most important priority tasks that I'm gonna be focusing on the next morning. Nothing more. I don't try to write down 10 things that I'm gonna get through. It's really just the highest priority tasks, the things that are really gonna move the needle, and the things that I'm going to be entirely focused on when I start the next day. In the notebook, this is just free flow. If there's anything on my head that I need to get off and down on the paper, anything that's been bugging me, any intentions that I wanna set, any areas of focus that I really wanna be stewing on, I try to just get them off my brain onto the paper. Sometimes, like tonight, that's blank. Sometimes it's 10 things. But basically, this 10 to 15 minute period, I would say, is the most important part of my morning routine because it sets me up to just hit the ground running in the morning. So the first step of my morning routine starts the night before, 10 to 15 minutes, get a 3x5 note card, write down the 2 to 3 high priority tasks that you're going to be focusing on the next morning, and then just a blank journal page. If you need to write anything down, get it off your brain. That is step 1 of my morning routine.
It's 4:30 a.m. I'm saying shh because my wife and son are asleep not too far away. The number one rule of any morning routine, especially if you're going to be an early riser, is you cannot wake up your spouse and sleeping child. That's the life hack of all life hacks. All right, so we're out here on my deck, and this is really the first thing that I do once I wake up in the morning. I get outside, I get out here, and I try to spark a burst of energy. And how do I do that? There's really 2 pieces. You guys know about the cold plunge. That's the second piece of it. The first piece is something I call 5-5-5-30. I do 5 push-ups, 5 squats, 5 lunges per leg, and then a 30-second plank. I've been doing that since college. Before the early morning practices that we used to have, I needed a way to drive some energy into my system, to create a little bit of core activation, to get some blood flow going, just to wake up to start the day. And so I've been doing that for years. It's the first thing I do. If you're someone that has a tough time waking up early in the morning, doing that quickly, the 5 push-ups, 5 squats, 5 body lunges, and 30-second plank, you will immediately feel awake. The other hack that I would say that I've been doing for a long time is I actually put my alarm clock in the bathroom, like maybe 15 feet away, pretty quiet so that it doesn't wake up others. But when you hear it and when you have to get up out of bed to actually go and turn your alarm off, you're never going to hit snooze. You're never going to press it and then get back into bed because now you're already out of bed. So those are the 2 things I would do immediately. If you're someone that has a tough time waking up in the morning, or if you don't, put your alarm clock in the other room so that when you hear it, you got to get out of bed, and then do 5-5-5-30. 5 squats, 5 push-ups, 5 body lunges, 30-second plank, and that'll immediately jolt your morning, give you some energy to get started. Now, I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna get in the cold plunge. My water temperature is 39 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 2 to 3 degrees Celsius. This is every single morning for me for several years now. Makes you feel like a badass, fills you with energy, whole bunch of purported health benefits that I view as upside. The psychological benefits of just having that energy boost, the mood boost, the focus boost to start the day are enormous for me. I do about 3 to 5 minutes every single morning, sometimes longer, never shorter. Normally I record a video when I'm in there, which helps me focus on something else. I'm trying to think, I'm trying to process, helps build the stress response. Cold water immersion or cold shower is just an incredible way to start your morning and give you that jolt. Not everyone has access to these things. If you do, I highly recommend giving it a shot and seeing if you like it. Never gets easier. Always dunk. So when I get out of the cold plunge, especially in the winter, I need a way to get some blood flow back into my body and start feeling warm again. You can probably see I'm gonna be shivering a little bit here. So what I'll normally do is I'll spend another 5, maybe not even 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes out here on the deck. It's cold out because it's winter, doing jumping jacks, some other movements, just to like naturally warm my body back up, get some blood flow going. Now, in the winter, after doing that, I will go in and take a warm or hot shower, because if I don't, I'm gonna be cold for the next 3 or 4 hours, and I simply can't stand that when I'm progressing in my morning routine and when I'm at my desk and working. In the summer, when it's nice and warm out and the sun would be closer to coming up, I might just go out for a walk. But this is my morning routine right now, and so that involves a couple minutes of movement and jumping jacks, and then going inside and taking a warm shower. I'm not gonna bring you guys with me to the shower. Things will get a little bit weird. So meet me downstairs and we'll continue after that.
Back downstairs after the cold plunge and after the warm shower that stopped my shivering for the morning. And now is on to the next part of my morning routine, which is my morning cocktail. Not an alcoholic cocktail, a health cocktail. It's a combination of AG1 and Element electrolyte salt powder. This is my favorite flavor, mango chili. I mix the two together. I think it's delicious. Some people may think that's psychotic. I really like it. I think it's good. So I do a scoop of AG1 and then one of these packets of Element. I've been taking AG1, and by the way, I should say, this video is not sponsored by either of these companies. There is no payment for them being included in here. I've been doing this every single day for a long time. The AG1, I've been doing every single day, basically since 2011. I added the Element more recently after I started running like last summer maybe, because I read up more and more on just how we become deficient in sodium and sweating a lot of it out, and so I realized I probably wasn't consuming enough, and so I made sure that, especially early morning, just to start the day, hit those electrolytes, hit the salt, feel great. Hydration, it's probably about 16 ounces of water in here, so you get the water, you get the AG1, which has a whole bunch of greens, nutrients, benefits, and then I get the salt and electrolytes. All right, if you know me, you already know what time it is. Dunkin' o'clock. I also recently found out that you can preheat your car to have it be warm when you get in, which after the cold plunge and during these winter months has been a lifesaver. Car heated up, Dunkin' order in, gonna go rip over there, get that, and then get back over to my desk to get started.
Is there a point to it at all? Guess I'll never get a good explanation for my misinfo inflate. Miseducation, we a nation full of luring hills. They paint our
It's about 5:15 a.m., just got to my desk, got my cold brew. As you know from the night before, I'm already set up with the 2 to 3 high priority tasks that I want to get focused and get working on. They're already up on my screen, so I'm ready to start rolling on them. From about 5:15 to 8:15, I'm going to be sitting here focused on those tasks, driving them forward, trying to be in as deep focus mode as possible. Normally I'll throw on some classical music on Spotify. It helps me focus. Have been doing that since I was in college when I would use it for studying. So I've just continued the habit. Big creature of habit, so I've just continued that. But yeah, be here for the next 3 hours. This is part of the reason that I love waking up early. It's peace and quiet. My son's not awake yet, my wife's not awake yet. You get this time protected to really just focus on the most important things from a work and professional perspective. So I get to my desk 5:15, I'll be here until about 8:15. Until then, see you in a little bit.
I gotcha. Reading your construction book? Morning lounging, bud. You have a good morning so far? You hitting your morning routine while Dada hits his? What'd you get? A little food, a little poopy. Anything else? For breakfast here, I've got 2 eggs and about a half a cup of egg whites. I'm gonna do a half a cup of quick oats with about a cup of this whole milk, some walnuts, and raw honey. Basically my go-to breakfast before any running, lifting, what I stick to. Keep it simple. Can I finish eating, please? Look. I know you want to play.
He has a raspberry on his butt.
I know you want to play. You have a raspberry on your butt. You have a raspberry on your butt. We're going to have to clean that, okay? All right.
Oh.
During breakfast, Roman decided to take all of the raspberries that I gave him and throw them all on the ground and then proceed to sit in them and stomp on them. So, this is the dramatic side of my morning routine, cleaning up after my toddler son. All right, last piece of the morning routine, movement. Been sitting at my desk for a few hours, got the breakfast in me, feeling good. Now it's time to move. We've got 4 miles easy on tap, followed by an upper pull lift at the gym. Come along with me as we go through all that. It's a little bit of a cold morning. After we get done, I'll walk through what I view as the core basic principles of this morning routine that you can take and actually adapt to make them work in your own life. Let's go. All right, heading over to the gym to wrap up this morning routine movement block. Oh, you're already there? I'm like 10 minutes away. Just taking it around back. Right now, I'm back. It might end up with 2 cold plunges and no wife. Whew. Oh, this one's way bigger than the other one. Man, no wonder they can't take this upstairs. What's going on?
Better one?
Yeah, they just sent me their new one, but I have nowhere to put it, so I'm putting it in our backyard. Perfect. Good. Cool. Round 2.
Yeah, buddy.
Try it again. All right, that's a wrap on the morning routine. Now, I promised that I would share the principles of it so that you can actually adapt your own version of this. I'm not dogmatic. You don't need to follow my exact morning routine in order to achieve success in life. But I do think there are a few core principles that if you adopt into your own life to craft your own morning routine, that you'll build a better life than you currently have. So what are those core principles? So principle 1, 15 minutes of prep the night before to set up your next morning.
That's a staple of any good morning routine. You're taking 10 to 15 minutes to set up what are gonna be those 2 to 3 priority tasks that you're focused on the next day. Principle 2, wake up at the same time every single day, or as close to the same time as possible. That's weekends and weekdays. Sleep regularity really helps align your energy levels. You're gonna feel better every single morning when you're waking up. That doesn't have to be 4:30 in the morning like me. You pick your time, but try to stick to that same time every single day as much as you can. When you do wake up, principle 3, give yourself a jolt of energy. I do that with the 5-5-5-30, the movements that I talked about, as well as with the cold plunge, but you can do that anyway. If you wanna do some jumping jacks, do a few push-ups, do a couple of little jumps, move around, whatever it is to give yourself a little bit of energy to start the morning is gonna be great. Next thing would be to focus for a short period of time, a sprint, on those couple of things that you set up the night before. Those priority tasks, the things that are really gonna move you forward in whatever it is that you're doing. You wanna carve out time during your morning routine to focus on those before all of the craziness of the day starts up, before anyone's emailing you, before all the texts start coming in, before your spouse or your kid wakes up. If you can find that time in the morning to focus on your priority tasks, you know that if the rest of the day goes to hell, you've still gotten progress done. You've still made that forward progress that matters. And then the last piece of any good morning routine, move your body. Do something. Go outside for a 30-minute walk. You don't have to go and do a 4-mile run and do a workout like I did. Go for a 15-minute walk. Get some fresh air. Do something to move your body to create that energy to start the day. You will never regret doing that. If you adopt those principles into your life, if you craft a morning routine based around those principles, you will be well on your way to achieving the life of your dreams. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed this, you're definitely going to enjoy some of my other videos, which you can find here. Until next time, everyone, stay curious. That you can use to craft your own shit.